Just vibes, peace, purpose.
Hey you guys, welcome in. I am your host, Coach Nye, for Cozy Sunday Chat with Coach Nye. This is going to be a safe place where I'm going to teach you some things that I've learned along the way through my healing journey, and as a life coach, different steps that I took to become the better version of myself. The thing that I had to learn is, who am I? I had to find myself. So I'm going to introduce you guys to my RPI method that I created, the 5 pillars of the whole foundation of the Trinity of Fitness. How the Trinity of Fitness was created. Trinity of Fitness is your mental, your spiritual, and your physical, learning how to balance those things. But I created a 5-step healing process, and I kind of call it the pillars. It is acknowledgement, release, practicing self-care, inner exploration, and empowerment. I call it our pie, meaning our piece of the pie. That is our piece of the pie to healing, right? Because you have everyone that want to tell you should do this to heal, you should do that to heal, but I teach you how to go in. Even with the physical part, as a physical fitness trainer, I take a different technique. Like, I used to train people to look like whatever they thought they wanted to look like. If they wanted to build muscle, to build this, and I would train them. Now I teach them, no, I'm going to train you how to look at yourself and say, I am happy with who I am. And you create the body from what you feel you should be, not someone else. I'm teaching you to be your own model in your life. I tell you, if you've never met me or heard any of my platforms or heard me speak, I am the one that's going to save the world. I am God's favorite, so I put that out there. I mean, you could be his favorite too, but I am going to save the world. That is my job, and that's all I want to do. So I'm going to share everything that I can to make sure that you become the better version of yourself. So this is a 3-part series focusing on acknowledging who you are, your story, and where healing begins. So today's episode is the power of acknowledgement. Right. So one of the first steps into getting to that point of acknowledging who you are is your awareness. The awareness is the first step to transformation. Because why? You have to identify your truth. What is your truth? What is your truth? A lot of us, we have the truth of what people told us. See? When we were younger, we had this thing called an imagination. I talked to you, well, I've been teaching, I haven't talked to you, but I've been teaching about the imagination for years now. About that was your purpose, but along the way, people told you, no, this is imagination, you can't be that. Somehow for you, the ones that have awakening, they're healing and they want better and they know it's something more out there. See, when you were a child, you probably was that one that believed that you were going to be a writer. You seen yourself on stage. You seen yourself doing so much. You seen yourself as a powerful person. But along the way, they told you, no, you can't do that. You're going to work at this factory that the family been working at forever. You're going to do the family business. You're going to do this. Well, if you felt you wanted to be a lawyer, no, that's impossible, especially if you was an 80s baby like me, right? So for me, I always see myself as a warrior. I've always seen myself as a warrior. When I was a child, I was a warrior. I was so powerful. I was just this powerful person that led people. I always felt like I was leading someone. So because I didn't understand it and no one ever took me serious because, I was really tiny as a child. So what happened is I joined the military and I thought that's where I was supposed to be, but I still felt like I was bigger than that. It wasn't until the transformation of me stepping into my power and my purpose. And if y'all haven't got your blanket, go get your blanket. Come on, get your tea. I had to step into my purpose and understand that everything that I once thought I was, I became that to people please. I became what everybody else wanted me to become because it was easier that way. It kept down the rah-rah, right? So I lived that life of what everybody wanted me to do for so long until I went through my healing. That's how I created this book, Trinity Walk to Self-Love. It is on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, and Walmart website. Now, this is a journal of different steps that I took to get to where I am. And I talk about the RPI in one of my podcasts. So you guys go, I have a podcast here on YouTube as well. And then it's on all the other streaming platforms. It is Chat with Coach Nye. And the group me text, Chat with Coach Nye, we'll talk about that at the end. But that was the first thing. I had to identify my truth. I am powerful. I have this posted everywhere. Because it reminds me, if I'm connected to God, who is I am, then that means I am her. That means that what he told me and showed me I was, that's who I am. I am a warrior. I am powerful. I am a leader. And that's why I choose to everything that I do is to pour into you guys and to make sure that you guys have the best of the best, okay? To make sure you guys know how to pour into yourself and stand up in confidence and be in your power. I teach you that. If you haven't, the website, the link to my website, I'll have it in the description. So you guys can go to my website because I got some great things going on there that can help you out. So that is the first thing, to identify your truth. So once I identified my truth, I had to disconnect from everything that I once knew. All the religion that they told me, all the, well, pastor been doing it for this long, or grandma did it this way, the generational curses that were created, I had to break away from that and create my own path, meaning that the path was already there. I just had to get on it because I was already destined for greatness, because greatness is within me. I'm already destined. You're already destined for greatness because it's within you. So that was another thing that I had to do. And then I had to look at denial. See, denial will keep you stuck. Denying your true authentic self will keep you stuck in the environment. See, in that wilderness. See, the wilderness is confusion. It'll keep you in your whole mind of, what if I step out? What are people going to say? Is my family going to say this? Is this going to... I had to step away from that. I had to disconnect to the things that no longer serve me, right? And so that's what the RPI is, the acknowledging who I am, right? Releasing what no longer served me, practicing self-care by loving on myself, and inner exploration, which is the self-reflection. I reflect on the things. Instead of saying, whoa, me, I say, why not me? What can I do, which is boundaries? What can I create that will not allow that person or these things to ever hurt me again? And then empowerment. I pour into myself. I believe who I am. I am who I say I am. I am powerful. I am a warrior. I am the one that's going to change the world. I don't worry about the whole entire world because it's not my problem. I'm only worrying about the ones that God set aside, that set apart. That's my job. So I'm already famous. You just met me. I don't worry about what the next person did to get to where they are. I'm focusing on my purpose. Nothing that I do has anything to really do with me. It's about helping others. That's my purpose and that's my power. So in this healing, my job is to come on here every Sunday to have a talk with you guys, to teach you something new, to encourage you to step into your power. Okay? So I'm going to give you some homework, simple reflection prompts. So your homework, I want you to meditate on this. Get your pen. Recognize where you are and what needs healing. That's what I want you to meditate on, right? And then I want you to journal. What truth am I ready to acknowledge today? Journal that. Now, I come on here every Sunday and I'm going to teach you from the 3-part series that we just spoke about, focusing on acknowledging who you are, your story, and where healing begins. And then on my group text, my group me text, that is Chat with Coach Nye, I give weekly homework there. So every Monday, you're going to get your homework for the week, which is meditation and journaling. And then I do weekly on my social media, just giving a quick check-in on teaching them as well about acknowledgement. My whole goal is to reach everybody so you can awaken to what your purpose is and stand in that purpose and that power. So it's not that we're going to be here forever talking for 20, 30 minutes, 40, 50 minutes. No, I'm going to talk to what it is that I need to speak about. And if it's 10 minutes long, then it's 10 minutes long. But what I want you to do is believe in yourself. So once again, I am Coach Nye. And if you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Subscribe to my podcast where I give great messages there. There I teach boot camp. All of this is under the umbrella of boot camp. There I'm your instructor and I'm making you stand in your purpose. It's instructions. It's a direct instructions on what you need to do. So listen, join me, subscribe. I love you guys. If no one told you today, I'm telling you now, I love you and I'm so proud of you. You guys stay tuned because we got more to come. Coach Nye out.